And welcome back, class. Now we're going to talk about grading to make sure that you can still get full credit for this class. Apologies for my phone being slightly off angle. Hopefully you don't mind. So we'll be making some adjustments for the course switching online. Your class participation grade was 50 points. That has been lowered to 25. That reflects your attendance in the class up to this point. Your writing grade, on the other hand, will be increased from 100 to 125 points, and your overall grade will be out of 300 points, just as before. So we're going to have a few extra writing assignments to reflect that we're now online. Here's overall the assignments for the semester. As a reminder, you must include the YouTube link, the tone, the tempo, and the timbre. The tone is the melody. Is it high or is it low? The timbre is the instruments itself, piano, vocals, drums, and whatnot. And the tempo, how fast, how slow, the rhythm, and other musical details therein. The point value is in the parentheses in the doc that I sent you. So the first one is describe the opening song to a movie about your life. So mine, as I said, would be Funky Town. I said it would be playing as I'm biking down the Ocean City Boardwalk as more of a playing over the scene. So if you want to indicate in your movie scene, is the song playing out of someone's phone or radio? Is it playing more like is it playing over top? Is it like overdubbed? So think about that as you're watching a lot of TV and movie these days, how you might want to construct your life movie. So that first assignment is the opening song to a movie about your life. Second assignment is compare and contrast two versions of the same song. Now most of you already did this assignment, so I don't have to recap that, but most of you are pretty familiar with cover versions and how songs can be different and the same at the same time. Next is connect a current event to a piece of music. What a better current event going on right now. So if you're stuck and locked in, you haven't done the assignment, and you're frustrated that everything is shut down, suggest finding a piece of music for it. Also, if you have already done the current event assignment and you would like to do another current event, I'll give you extra credit for that, as long as the current event is, of course, this lovely current state of affairs going on right now, the COVID era. If you want to pick a song to describe, kind of describes the feelings and what's going on nowadays, that'll be a good discussion. If you've already done the current event on COVID, sorry, you cannot do it again. Too much COVID going around. Be safe, be healthy, wash your hands, social distancing, 6 feet apart, etc. I think we're about 6 feet apart from the phone, so we're good. Trying to make a joke, serious times. It's rough. Favorite song from a musical? It should be pretty obvious. It can be any musical or opera. The oldest song you deliberately listen to. Most of you have already done that. I'm surprised most of you, the oldest song is like in the 90s or the 80s. So you might want to look back further for some older songs, because for your final project, you have to do one song from 20 different decades. And if your musical library only goes back to the 90s, that's only going to be 4 decades at most. So you might want to go back further to some older songs. Your next homework assignment is the number one song when you were born, compared and contrasted to a piece of music from the 1600s. So if you only included the number one hit from you were born, that's only half the assignment. You also have to compare that to a specific song from the 1600s. That's the Baroque era. Next is, in your opinion, what is the best song of all time? A lot of you picked Bohemian Rhapsody. So if you haven't done this assignment yet, you can't pick Bohemian Rhapsody because it's a little too obvious, a little too easy. So pick another song, make sure you justify it. The assignment that I gave for break, before we broke from break, describe the sounds you hear in a typical day versus the sounds in a park. So it's more of a sonic analysis. Be sure to still discuss the tone, tempo, and timbre of the everyday sounds, which is going to be a little bit different than the songs. And of course you can't YouTube it, which is fine. The other assignment I gave was analyzing a piece of music from a non-Western country. So it can't be Europe, North America, Australia, or New Zealand. Or, going back to Bohemian Rhapsody, Freddie Mercury was from Tanzania, and he went to school in India, but he got popular in UK. So he doesn't count. Make sure you pick someone who's not associated with any of those Western countries. And those are the assignments I gave before we left from break. So I'll just recap the rest of the assignments for the semester. So for today's class, we're going to discuss national anthems. I'll do a video a little bit later going over some national anthems. But you must compare and contrast two different national anthems. It can't be our own, also can't be the UK's. You'll see the UK as we get there a little bit later on in class. Also, today I am now assigning the current new #1 hit. I want you to analyze that. It is the song Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. So I'm adding a new writing assignment. You must analyze the current #1 hit, Blinding Lights by The Weeknd, and that's a new assignment for the rest of the semester. Again, as we're switching over to online, we're doing more writing. After that, you must compare and contrast two different songs, or one different song by two different artists from the original Woodstock in 1969. Woodstock was one of the largest and greatest rock concerts of all time. It was in upstate New York. It gathered several 100,000 people, and it is all over YouTube. So find two different songs by different artists. One song, two different artists from the original Woodstock. If you have questions about that, feel free to email me, but it should be pretty easy. Pick two different artists from Woodstock, one song each. Should be easy. If it's not, let me know. Next is analyze your favorite holiday song. Any holiday can be any holiday as long as there's a song associated with it. And then it's your life movie soundtrack. Again, you have to pick one song from 20 different decades. I'll go over the final project now as we're getting close to the end of the semester. You must include the song title, the year it was originally written or recorded or released, who wrote it. You must include one musical reason for why you chose the song and where it fits into the movie. So most movies, it's not going to be like the first song is the oldest song, and every movie isn't necessarily chronological. So you could do flashbacks, flash forwards, alternate timelines. If you get a time machine, you can go time traveling and go back to kill Hitler, whatever. It's your call on your life movie. It's allowed to be fictional, but you must have some sort of personal connection. So why did you include the song? Where does it fit into the movie? And what kind of scene it is happening? Like I said before, is the music playing on the radio or is it superimposed? So that makes up the 20 points out of that final assignment. But also for the final assignment, I want you to do a little something extra to either surprise me or impress me. Find some way of making the project different. Feel free to message me for ideas or ask your classmates what they're doing if you so choose. I'll open this up as a discussion. But I don't just want it to be, here's 20 songs. That's kind of boring. You could easily just come up with a playlist on Spotify. But try going to the next level. Why did you include the songs? Maybe make a movie poster. Maybe make the album cover of the soundtrack. Or if you want to make one of your performances that are still required to be one of the songs from your movie, that's totally fine. If you want it to be an original song, that certainly counts as impressive. So that's it for the assignments. As for your performances, you still must do 3 performances throughout the semester. Most of you have already done 1. And you can do up to 3 extra performances for extra credit. Since it'll now be digital, I'll give you a few options. You can upload your performance to YouTube and have it be listed as unlisted. This way it's not public, so people won't be able to find it if they subscribe or if they look it up. That just means you can share the link. So then once I see it, you can just take it down. Another option is I'm on Zoom, so you can have, if you're also on Zoom, we can also do like a private one-on-one. I will allow 30 minutes of one-on-one time, both for performances as well as for private instruction. If you're looking for more one-on-one about some musical content or discussion about the projects, or anything musical, we can do up to 30 minutes of one-on-one time. So please email me with your availability. I am generally available. I'm kind of stuck inside my house, as I imagine most of you are. So my hours will be between 9 and 3, Monday to Friday. So please email me, and we can schedule time for some one-on-one. And this way I can get you some feedback for your performances or questions about class material. So that's basically it about grading. If you have any questions, feel free to email. Hopefully this makes sense. I know it's weird, I know it's different, but I'm sure you still want to get credit for the course, and we still have a lot to cover for the rest of the semester. So with that, I'll stop this video and move on to recap of class terms. All right, moving along.